Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, my name is Jess and I'm a Nigerian expat living in the Netherlands. I basically post a lot of content on career tips, job search tips, life in the Netherlands, lifestyle and travel. So today's video is really about how you can effectively find a job abroad. Whatever abroad means to you, it could be in the US, it could be in Europe, even here in the Netherlands, it could be Germany, it could be anywhere in the world that is of interest to you. One major question I've gotten severally since I moved to the Netherlands for work is, Jess, how did you do it? How did you get the job? Tell me, show me the way. Unfortunately, I don't think that I've been of help to a lot of people who have asked me in the last couple of months, and it's because the way that I came in here is completely different from the tips I'm going to be sharing. I didn't get to apply to the job. I wasn't even looking to move abroad at the time. It all just happened. I love to attribute this to God's grace and nothing more. However, because I know that this is a question on a lot of people's minds, especially where I'm from, people want to move out of the country to get jobs abroad and live abroad. I had to sit down with myself and said, Jess, if you were looking for a job abroad very aggressively, what would you do? What would be your approach? And with lots of research and of course my experience as a recruiter, I came up with this content for you today. I've shared on my channel before that I've gotten my last 4 jobs via LinkedIn, and it was usually as a result of me being poached by these companies. And it is no surprise that LinkedIn is my #1 tip today. I did an extensive video a short while ago about how to improve your LinkedIn profile visibility and basically the steps that you need to take to get that done. In summary, the first thing you need to do is ensure that you have all the fields updated. You'd find that there are certain profiles you just keep seeing, and it's most likely because their profiles are 100% updated. I mean, like, completion is 100%. So don't leave it at 60%, don't leave it at 70%. So what that means is from head to toe, basically from your profile picture all the way through to your recommendations, you need to make sure that they are completely updated. Like I said, I'm not going to spend so much time on talking about the LinkedIn profile because I already did a video about that. So find that video and watch it. You might also wonder, but surely that can be the only way to get a job on LinkedIn. Like, okay, my profile is visible, they reach out to me, or what if they don't? What other ways can I leverage LinkedIn? And I completely agree. Of course, if you want a job abroad and you really want a job abroad, you can't just sit and wait to get poached, okay? You don't sit and wait to get poached. You need to go out there and get it yourself. So the first thing is, how do you search for a job using LinkedIn? Or how do you search for jobs using LinkedIn, especially jobs that are abroad? So I think a lot of us already know how to search for jobs on LinkedIn. There's the LinkedIn jobs section that you can actually click on and see what's available, and you can use certain filters. Now in this case, that is specific to finding a job abroad, especially when you're in your home country or somewhere that isn't where the job is located. What you need to do is introduce some extra filters outside of just putting in the location or putting in the job title. Outside of those, you need to introduce some specific filters that relate to relocation, sponsorship, etc. For example, in your filters or in the keywords, you can add things like sponsorship, you can add things like relocation support, you can add the types of visas depending on the different countries and the types of visas that are offered. If it's in the US, for instance, if it's a H-1B visa, you put that in there. There are specific job visas and they have names. So find those names and leverage those in your search. That's the way that you can find jobs that offer relocation support. Remember, the thing about finding a job abroad is not to find a job that is abroad. You need to find a job that is abroad and is willing to bring you abroad. So that's the reason why you need to introduce these filters such that you are sure that, if you see this job, before you just hit apply, you're sure that they are open to accepting applications from people that are not within that country, foreigners basically, and they are also open to supporting their relocation process and whatnot. So now that that's out of the way, let's get right into the core of today's video, which is how can you be strategic and targeted in your approach to finding a job abroad while still in your home country. And this is what you are most likely not doing at the moment. Map out the countries that you're interested in moving to. Don't just say, I want a job abroad and keep applying to a job everywhere or jobs everywhere. You need to have some short list that can further guide your search. That way, you're being very strategic and you've been able to narrow down your possible options. So your shortlist can be narrowed down to about 5 countries or thereabouts. So this is a good way to ensure that you are applying to jobs effectively and not at random. It's never good to apply to every job out there. You need to make sure that you're applying effectively. And generally, it's just always good to have a plan. So once you have successfully narrowed down your shortlist to about 5 countries or thereabouts, at least the countries that you consider top priority to you, the next step for you to do is research the companies in these different countries that hire internationally. And not just hire internationally, companies that offer full or part sponsorship when it comes to relocation. This is where LinkedIn comes in. You go on LinkedIn and search or look up these companies to look at the types of employees that they have. By types of employees, I mean, where have these employees come from? Basically trying to find out if there's a trend to where they lean more towards in terms of finding talent. And if you find any mutual connections or someone that you know from way back, or you know someone that knows someone that knows someone, this is a good time for you to connect with them, and it doesn't even have to be on LinkedIn, right? You can reach out to them on social media or like Instagram, Twitter, or wherever else you think that they could be. Or if you know someone that has their contact, this is time for you to start to build that network. Reaching out to them on social media really just gives it a more personal touch. It can just be a hello, hi, long time no see, you're working with this company, I'd love to ask you some questions, da 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 da. It doesn't even have to be about the company. It can just be the fact that they are in the location that you desire to move to. So take advantage of that. On the other hand, if you don't know anyone there, still connect with people there, but make sure you're connecting with relevant people. Who are relevant people to you when you're looking for a job? I'm talking recruiters, potential hiring managers, people in the same capacity as you in terms of your skill set, people doing the same job that you're doing, or the job that you're looking to come into. Another reason why it's important to take your networking to the next step, which is by trying to have further conversations with them, is because there are so many jobs out there that are not advertised. So you don't know when these jobs are coming, you don't know when these jobs are open, you don't know when they're looking for candidates because they don't advertise these jobs. So this is where leveraging your network comes to play. So if you have these conversations with these people and talk about what you're looking for, they might refer you in the future. They might put your name on the table in the future. So that's the reason why you have these types of conversation. Another thing is, if they're working for very good companies or like multinationals, more often than not, they have a referral program or a referral bonus program. And so people truly want to refer people just so that they can make some extra change on the side. And if you're a solid stuff, like why wouldn't they want to refer you? Speaking of connections, that all of that on LinkedIn, even if you haven't even reached out to people, right? The fact that you connect with them, they accept your connection request, you start to see them on your timeline and whatnot. There are people who don't advertise their jobs in a proper job platform. They most likely can just put a very short note on their timeline saying they are looking for X person or they are looking to connect with these types of talents, da 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 da. That's where you come in. That's where they come in to help you without knowing that they're trying to help you. So basically, you are seeing firsthand what these people are posting. And be very careful. I'm not talking about those who are cloud chasing. You need to be able to sieve out the noisemakers from the real deal. Still on finding unadvertised jobs. Facebook groups, not just Facebook groups. Now, first things first, whether it's for a job or anything else, there is a Facebook group for everything. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this before. When I newly became a mom, I was in a couple of Facebook mom groups. When I moved to Amsterdam, I joined a couple of Amsterdam groups for expats, for even Amsterdam mummies. There's a group for everything. So please don't underrate Facebook. So your next question might be, how do I find these groups? How do I join these groups? Where are these groups? Facebook. Just go in there and search. How do you search? You basically search with your location of interest. So for instance, if you're looking to move to Belgium or something, put that in there. If you're looking to move to Sweden, put that in there. Once you put in the country, you're going to see a bunch of things. Now you have to take your time to look through, and you're going to see different random groups pop up. Now look for the one that makes the most sense for you. And you don't have to just put Sweden, of course, like own that search. Tailor it as much as you want. You can put Sweden jobs, Sweden expats in Sweden. Do as much as you can in terms of just being creative with your search words or your keywords. Once they let you in, you need to make sure you are not silent. By not being silent, I mean at least introduce yourself. Introduce yourself and be clear about what you're looking for. You may not get a lot of responses, you may get a lot of responses, but at least you've dropped a note and you've put a mark in many people's minds. And it's very important that your delivery is very strategic as well. So if you're not just saying, I'm looking for a job, or, you know, if you have a job, holler at me. Like, you're not doing that. You're talking about your interest and how you'd love to move to XYZ country, and how you'd be very appreciative if you can get tips. Always ask for tips and not just ask for jobs, because more often than not, you may get even better tips, and those tips can help you find those jobs. And I think another thing is, don't come off too desperate. Like, don't be, like, I've seen this happen on so many groups, like you have an ask, you have a need, you just keep copying and pasting the same thing. Don't do it. Speak once and rest. So you'd find a lot of recruiters on these groups because, one, they leverage the groups to post their jobs, to improve the visibility of their jobs, especially in areas where they don't have a lot of talent for certain types of skills. They need to push the job advert everywhere and anywhere. And sometimes they also leverage that to build their network. So apart from just like looking for people to fill a certain role, they use that to just keep collecting names, you know, building their pipeline, and then ready to strike once the job comes in. And it's a wrap, guys. I really hope that you found this video very useful in your search to finding that dream job of yours abroad. And if you're in the process of searching for a job abroad, you can drop a comment in there if you have any questions that I could possibly answer. And you never know, someone else might be looking at these comments and share tips. Maybe they are from where you want to move to, and they could share some tips with you that could be further helpful. And if you found a job abroad using tips that I didn't share today, put them in the comment section, please, so that we can all learn from each other. And if you enjoyed this video, or you feel like this video could be helpful to somebody else out there, please like this video to improve the visibility of this video. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more career content, more job search content, more expats in the Netherlands content, and anything else you think might be of interest to you that I post on my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.